Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. In 1861, some who called America home decided to secede from that union. That bloody battle left more than 500,000 people in America dead. Now, in 2024, residents mainly in rural Oregon, East Oregon, want to secede from their state and become part of neighboring and more conservative Idaho. Where will this lead? Our guests are talking about it tonight. Our guests are here on The Factor Uncensored to talk about what we're seeing in Oregon, an effort of secession by some of the residents in the more rural parts of the state, more Republican parts of the state. We have with us Dave Jordan, who's a publicist with Omni Public. Also, we have Jack Vincent, former journalist, Julie Graham, former journalist, and Dr. Dietrich von Biedenfeld from the University of Houston downtown. So first of all, guys, and you all can hop in here, do you see any reason why these people would want to secede from this state? Any legitimate reason? So, Jack, let's begin with you. When you look at the rural parts of Oregon, mainly Republican parts, do you see a legitimate reason for them to want to secede from Oregon and move over to Idaho?
I'm gonna pull a President Clinton on you here. It depends on what your definition of legitimate is, and I think that from a conservative standpoint, I feel that if I'm living in a rural area and I have voted a certain way, and one county in the entire state, and that is the one that has Portland in it, can overturn my vote simply because that's the larger population, I don't feel like I'm getting any representation from that state. So I would want to go somewhere where I feel like I'm getting representation that it matches the way I feel and the way I believe. So for me, I can understand why they would want to move. Not physically, but move the boundaries of the state, because otherwise I would do like I would tell anybody else. If you don't like the way things are here, you can move, you can relocate. But for some of those people, because they are so poor and destitute, moving is not an option. So the other option is to get absorbed by another state.
All right, let me say this. Hear from you. Your thoughts on this?
Well, let me jump in here for a second because, we talk about history and we talk about what's happening. I'm a native of New York, and these secession comments and secession movements always pop up. I remember growing up in New York, there were talks that Staten Island, which is the most conservative out of the 5 boroughs of New York, were trying to secede. We can go back to 2008 when Barack Obama was running for president. Sarah Palin was on the ticket for the Republican side with John McCain, and it was a little controversy there because Todd Palin, who was married to Sarah at the time, her husband was a member of a secession movement or a secession club out in Alaska, which talked about breaking free from the rest of the states. So it's interesting that a lot of these conservatives want to do this, and they're going back to these conversations and this dialogue about moving. And then we have to deal with the popular vote, and we have to deal with how that vote was structured. Because, as the gentleman said earlier, Vincent was talking about, my vote, my lack of my representation. You have people who live in Houston, which is predominantly blue, and they don't feel like they're being represented from Abbott's government or from people there, and they're not talking about breaking away or succeeding. So we're seeing, the double standard of sorts, but we're also seeing that this is a movement that is as old as time, and these conversations will continue.
All right, Julie, let's hear from you.
Oh, these conversations will continue as long as everybody has a platform to say whatever they want, whenever they want. There is a lot of talk and no action. That is my bottom line on what's happening today in the world. We hear all of these crazy stories, secession being one of them. I agree with you. It's been talked about since the beginning of time. Texas, a 4th-generation Houstonian right here. We've heard Texas wanting to succeed since the beginning of time. It's a complex and it's a disruptive issue that will never happen in my eyes.
Still to come, what role, if any, does white nationalism play in this effort to jump ship from Oregon? We'll continue the discussion next. Stay with us. Welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. For more than a year, some residents in Oregon have been talking secession. Is it even possible, and if it is, or does politics play a race, and not just politics, but also race as well? Let's continue our discussion here on The Factor. Right now, there are 12 counties who have agreed with wanting to move the state line or move into Idaho away from Oregon. Dr. Von Biedenfeld, how possible is this? Now, we know that Idaho has agreed to talk to those residents. Oregon is saying, look, this is closed. This is a no deal, no go for us. But Idaho is saying, we're open to talk about it. How realistic is this, Dr. Von Biedenfeld?
It's highly improbable for a number of reasons, one of which is we have articles of Confederation moving into the U.S. Constitution that really adopt principles of annexation, but not of secession. So when we think about the idea of seceding, the reality is we don't really have constructs to do this. We've had a big enough problem trying to bring Puerto Rico into the fold. So even on the areas where we actually have legal precedent and models to allow for annexation or joining, we haven't been able to do it successfully. So in this case, the states themselves do not, and we've established this pretty conclusively in 1865, do not have the rights, independent of the federal government, to say, we'll welcome you, you can move the border 200 miles west, and you can join us. No. So root cause analysis would be to look at gerrymandering, but the actual principles and practicality of a secession, not going to happen.
And guys, what we're hearing from those who are in Oregon who are against this move, they're comparing those who want to move to white nationalist groups that are out there who are ready just to leave because things are not going their way. When you hear that kind of comparison, Jack, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, I mean, I would have to say that there's a lot of truth to that. I think the biggest thing for Idaho, they have actually talked about this in their sessions, and it has passed. But there's also been dissension amongst the Republicans, because the Republicans say that, one, if this were to happen, the population is not big enough to add more districts, so the district lines would just have to be expanded, and therefore their coverage would grow. Also, because of the lack of income in that area, the number of Medicaid people that live there is going to be a financial burden on the state of Idaho. So I do think that there is some of the white, supremacist type of stuff that you're talking about that might be at play here, and this is their way of being able to try and get what they want through whatever governmental ways they can, because they know it's never going to happen in the state of Oregon.
And it's got a qualitative element.
Really quick, before we lose Julie in the next 2 minutes, your thoughts on this, Julie, and I know you have to go.
Oh no, I'm gonna take it back to basics. We all have to learn how to get along. We have since the beginning of time been intolerable of each other. We have got to solve for this problem. We have got to learn to respect one another. There's going to be differences no matter where you put the border. It doesn't matter. We have got to find a solution to our intolerance. And as the generations and generations keep coming, we're seeing less and less tolerance. And I think that that's the real issue that we need to find a solution for.
I want to also underscore what Julie said, is that we have to figure out a way to get along and to have some sort of common ground. But I definitely want to go back to what Jack was saying about the shrinking base and the shrinking federal dollars. Everyone wants to talk about leaving the federal government, don't tread on me, but then when it means losing federal dollars and federal subsidies, all of a sudden the conversation changes. Back to my home state of New York, I remember when Staten Island, as I mentioned earlier, they were trying to secede from the rest of the city of New York and the state of New York, Richmond County, as it were. And when they realized that they would have to pay for their own sewage, they would have to pay for their own disposal, they would have to pay for all of these other systems and all of these other things that state government and federal government pays for, all of a sudden it wasn't so much of a priority for them to do that.